Okay, this will be lesson 1 of my A-level maths series. So the first playlist, or let's call this chapter 1, is going to be on the basics of algebraic methods. These are kind of the building blocks, the very fundamental toolkit that we will use in every subsequent chapter. So they are going to be quite basic, yes, and you probably know most of them even from something like GCSE, but mastering these will make everything else preceding this point far simpler. I do not want you to be doing a calculus question and to get stuck on algebraic methods. That is a complete bottleneck that you should never have to encounter. So let's get straight into it. Lesson 1 will be on arithmetic methods with algebra, i.e. Factorization and expansion. Very basic. Okay. Expanding brackets. To find the product of two expressions, you multiply each term in one expression by each term in the other expression. So, yeah, I mean, the textbook does a decent job here of highlighting what you need to do. Gives you a little example here. 4x minus 2y plus 3. What all of these words mean, and they've actually given you a little diagram there, is that you're just doing, so every one of these you have to multiply by every one of these. That's all this means. So you're doing that, then that, then that, adding all of those up, and then that, then that, then that. And this doesn't change every time. So again, I won't go through all of it here, but I mean, it's given to you there in the example. So 4x squared, x times x is just x squared. You've just done 4x times x. X times 2y is just minus 2y, sorry, is minus 2y times x, or xy, plus 3x, etc. Okay. Now some examples. I'm going to do one of these, and then I want you to do these 3. So I'm going to start with A, x plus 5, x plus 2. And remember, this isn't really supposed to be very complicated, but these are the basics that you need to master before you do anything else. So, x times x, same kind of logic as before. Then x times 2, and then x times 5 times x, and 5 times 2. So that gives us x squared plus 2x plus 5x plus 10. Simplify that, x squared plus 7x plus 10. Cool. Now I want you to do B, C, and D yourself. I'll just give you the answers here. So for B, that's what, x cubed plus x minus 2yx squared plus, or sorry, minus 2y is the answer for that one. Part C is just x squared plus minus, again, minus 2xy plus y squared. And then, yeah, you get the idea, you get the idea. Okay, now factorizing. So factorizing, what does it say here? You can write expressions as a product of their factors. Factorizing is the opposite of expanding brackets. That is completely correct. Yep, that is a great way of thinking about it. This way you're going expanding, this way factorizing. Expanding is kind of like we have a circle, a pizza, let's say, and we cut it into a bunch of different parts, and then factorizing is like we have a bunch of parts and we're just like sticking them together. Okay, so these can get a bit more complicated because we need to recognize what this kind of glue that pulls these two parts together is, and there's always some kind of tell. I'm going to show you one example, and then I want you to do the next 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here we have 3x plus 9. So you always need to look for, when you're factorizing, basically, you need to look for common factors between each of the terms that you're trying to factorize. So here we've got 3x and 9. I think you can quite quickly see here that we've got a 3 and a 9. So both of these have 3 within them. They can be multiplied by 3. Oh, sorry. Some number can be multiplied by 3 to get both 3 and 9. And in that case, this is 1, and in this case, it's 3. So here, what they want you to do in factorizing it, they're basically saying, take out this 3. This is the glue that was holding them together, that 3. And then we are left with those products. And that is the factorized form of the first one. In fact, I'll do the second one as well. Just show you here, x squared plus 5x. This one, oh sorry, minus 5x. This one's a bit quicker to see, that we can instantly just, we've got 2 x's here. Now, the only thing that you need to note for this is that here we've got x squared, and this is essentially just, if you remember, this is just x times x minus 5 times x. So here we've got 2 x's, yes, but we've actually got 3 x's in total. So we can take out, whatever we take out of this one, this whole set, we also have to take out of this whole set. So if we take the x out of here, we can also take an x out of here, but not both x's, because there is no second x for us to take from this one. So we can take one x out, and that leaves us with, if we remove an x from x squared, we're left with x minus 5. And that's our answer to the second one there. All right, these are the answers to the next 3. Should have done those. And that's about it for this topic.